What's up guys, SkyKevin here, and today I wanted to go over my method for killing the cave troll. Things have changed since the launch of the game, and now that there's a new method and some new differences to point out, I thought I would make a video about it to explain them, especially with the wipe coming up on Monday. So, let's get started. If you want to kill the cave troll, you have to be at least slightly geared. According to the wiki, this is due to two factors. The first being the cave troll has a passive heal of 2 HP per second at all times, along with the limited amount of time you have in the goblin caves in order to kill it. Suffice to say, you need at least enough damage to outdo the passive heal, and the faster you can combo your attacks, the faster you'll dispose of it. When it comes to killing the troll, my go-to method is using a rogue due to the maneuverability and damage and weak point options that I can equip. Not to mention I had a lot of practice as a rogue, so it just feels right for me to kill it that way. If I'm going full troll hunter build, I'll take some passives like thrust, poisoned weapon, dagger mastery, jokester, or double jump. I'll use weak point attack and rupture for my active abilities. Keep in mind that given the recent update, it is far easier to kill the troll with a rapier due to the extra distance you can get with it. Lastly, in terms of utility items, it doesn't really matter what you use because the troll will almost always kill you in one hit. You will need a few healing potions, however, if you're not flawless in dodging one of the downward smashes. So now let's actually go and kill the troll. I think it's worth it to note that the first moment you have in the area is usually the most dangerous. As the AI notices you, it goes through a decision-making process where it will check your distance from the troll and decide to either use its normal attack or his large yell. This is a constant factor throughout the entire fight, and this is why you'll see the more experienced players keep a close distance to the troll to minimize this yell from happening. On the first encounter, however, your best bet is to run at him at around a 45-degree angle. In doing so, you have a chance to dodge the yell entirely, thus dodging is slow. The troll won't do his big one-hit sweeping attack if he doesn't put the slow debuff on you. But sometimes you can't always dodge the slow. In this case, get about a medium distance from the troll. My strategy is to side strafe away and jump as high and far away as I can, timing it off of his swing. I'm still not 100% at dodging this one, so it's usually not something I want to rely on, especially if he can just one-shot me in full gear with the attack. Generally, my strategy in fighting is to move around the troll in a counterclockwise direction. The aim is to keep your distance and watch for his first right-handed swing. When he makes that swing, don't immediately rush in for an attack. You have to gauge whether he's going to do a second combo attack, swinging back down towards you before you move in. When you first start practicing the troll, it's a really good idea to only go for one hit at a time, and then work your way up to 2 hits. That way, it will be 2 hits from you for every single attack from him. He will repeat his swing over and over again as you move to the left. But sometimes, instead of a horizontal swing towards you, he'll do a one-handed swing overhead onto you. As long as you keep moving counterclockwise, this shouldn't ever really hit you. However, recently the devs added an AoE on the ground to this particular attack that will deal a small amount of damage to you. This means you have to make sure you dodge it even further than you normally would. This is why using a rapier is useful, because you can keep enough distance while doing your attacks that you're still able to stay far enough away from it. Despite this, his overhead attack is often the best way to deal damage to the troll, because he leaves his head open for an attack. Indeed, once you get used to the rhythm, I've learned to move in close with the dagger, and using double jump I can get 2 headshots off and still manage to move out of range before his next attack. This takes a lot of practice, and like I said, if he follows up with a second one-handed slam, you'll take damage from the AoE, which is why you have the potions. Lastly, he has his overhead 2-handed swing. This is a very easy to hear audible cue, and you want to back up to about 3 or 4 meters away from him. This swing will one-shot you, and even if you're not directly on the attack, it has an AoE attached to it that will make him reach a little further than what you can see. Keep in mind what I said before about your distance. Once this attack takes place, you have to immediately run right back up to the troll to get in range for his regular attacks, because sometimes he'll do a shout ability and you're once again jumping and praying that you won't get one shot. Keep in mind, often if he hits you with any of his attacks, there is a slow debuff that goes on you that can make him charge and sweep at you. After once you've killed the troll, gather your loot from its body and head into the doors down below. Since on the release there were so many players getting insane loot from killing the troll in grey gear, they modified the loot room to have lots of trinkets just sitting on the ground and removed the interactability of the loot pile. This not only nerfed the amount of stuff you can get generally, including a lack of rare weapons and gear, but it also means that luck potions can't be used and don't matter as much either. When looting, remember that you'll still have to escape the cave, so don't spend too long celebrating in there while the zone closes around you. Speaking of the zone, it's usually a good idea to pay attention to where your circle ends. Sometimes you can just get a bad circle and you won't actually have enough time, and you'll be pushed out of the area to fight the troll. I also like to mark my time above the minimap before I start the fight to have a good idea of how much health the troll might have left. Obviously, this entirely depends on the gear that you bring and how consistent you are with your combos, but generally I aim to start the troll at the 9 or 10 minute mark and have it down by either the 5 or 6 minute mark. This means you'll need to be constantly dodging and attacking for roughly 4 minutes to kill it with reasonable gear. When it comes to killing it efficiently, getting into the rhythm is super important. As you practice, you'll start to listen for audio cues and visual cues to see where it feels like you're doing a dance. At first you'll die to one hits a lot and have to keep restarting, so you basically need to reach the point where you're doing it flawlessly before you're going to be successful in actually killing it. But if you can do it once, then you'll find you'll kill it very consistently after that. If there are any players that enter the room with you while you're fighting it, my best suggestion is to just let the troll kill the player, or leave and move on to the next run. Not only will they likely sabotage and kill you, the troll will often switch targets on any target within the area randomly, making it turn towards you using its shout and sweep abilities. Also, one thing to note is there's a spot in the corner of the room located here that will de-aggro the troll. If you lose aggro on him for whatever reason, his HP will reset to full, so if you stand in that corner, it will ruin your run. But keep in mind, it might be useful if other players intervene, as it can be a safe space to de-aggro the troll and leave you to deal with them first. Now that I've told you all about how to kill the troll, keep in mind the loot has been sincerely nerfed. Not many players do it anymore because the one-shot mechanics are just too risky for the level of trinkets that you'll get. The loot table is usually just greens and blues with a small chance of getting a purple, and you'd have much more luck just randomly roaming a high roller dungeon. But nevertheless, it's a fun achievement to kill the troll, and I'm sure once quests come out, you'll need some unique items from it as well. This guide was written as of August 2023, so keep that in mind. Many things like this will change, as it's still an early access game with many balance changes and fixes. If you know any other cool tips, let me know in the comments down below. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.